Hello. Why is my saw in that damn truck out there? My Milwaukee saw's in that truck out there.
Come here from there. Come here from this.
Why would I be coming there to talk to you when you're full of shit?
What Milwaukee saw?
The one that's out in that saw, out in that truck. Why is my Milwaukee saw in your truck?
What do you mean?
Why is my Milwaukee saw in your truck?
Oh, your mum said I could use it.
Well, guess what? It's not hers.
Okay.
So you're using something that's not hers. And she has no right, with her pretentious bullshit, she has no right to speak about it, and you've taken it from the position it was in.
Okay, I understand that. I'll take care of that today, okay?
I don't know what you're talking
Is that all right?
Oh, she doesn't know what you're talking about. Well, she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So how come you have it if she doesn't know what you're talking about?
No, I said he could have...
Or you said he could have use of my saw.
No, just a second.
Just a second what?
There's a misunderstanding here. There's a misunderstanding.
Everything that you're involved with is a misunderstanding.
Ty, there's a misunderstanding here.
How did my saw get taken out of the garage?
Okay, well, the saw will be put back. I thought we were making... okay.
Donald. This is Donald.
Donald.
This is the Canadian Donald Trump. She's pretentious as hell.
She's a little smaller than Donald Trump.
But just as stupid.
I don't know about that.
I do. I've lived with her my whole life and she's been abusing me for 50 years.
Okay.
And this is another instance of her lashing out at me. And you're being one of her enablers.
I'm an enabler.
Yes, well you just did her dirty work.
I'm just a carpenter, buddy.
Well, did you touch my saw without my permission?
Ty,
Does she look like an idiot that would have a saw?
Ty.
Exactly. So.
Ty, it's a misunderstanding. Okay, I made a deal with him on the other saw, and
In regards to my saw stuff?
No, your dad's saw.
There's a big difference between a radial arm saw and a chop saw or miter saw.
Okay, it's my fault. It's my fault.
Life is your fault.
Well, okay, all right.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Sorry about the circumstances, but she's been, like I said, been abusing me for 50 years, and I'm sick of it. As I've been getting sicker, it's been getting worse. She's been lashing out at me and being as pretentious as hell, and
There's loose nails on the deck, so I just don't want you to cut your feet on this. So, because I'm not quite finished yet. But I'll get it all cleaned up when I'm done, and there'll be no loose nails out here, so you should be good. But just watch yourself in bare feet out there today. You got plans for the day? No?
I can't do much. Not too many people know what temporal arteritis is, so it doesn't do me much good to say, well, I suffer from temporal arteritis.
Yeah.
Basically, I have blood flow issues, and you want to see me fall on you know that guy they call your physician?
Yeah.
Well, my physician, when I woke up blind back in '99 in my left eye, temporarily blind in my left eye, my physician decided to diagnose me with MS.
Okay.
She even went to the damn meeting with the neurologist Semler, who backed up Sokolon's diagnosis.
Right.
I went for a second opinion with Tovich. Tovich is the one that told me I had temporal arteritis.
Okay.
But in recent years, as I started getting worse, I started falling on my face and falling on my backside. So I started thinking, well, I've got MS.
Right.
Then a couple of years ago, I was talking to Dr. Mao. He's down in California.
Oh, okay.
The Tao Wellness, you can find it on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's his business.
Oh, I see, okay.
I've only ever met one true master in my life. That's the one.
Right.
He fell 3 stories, and the Western medical system told him he would be paralyzed for his life.
Right.
He fixed himself.
Holy cow.
Well, when I was talking to him a couple of years ago, I tried to explain where I lived, like location-wise in Canada.
Sure.
He said, "Oh, my daughter's at McGill." I said, "My reaction is just like yours was." Because when I'm here and I'm talking to somebody in California and I try and tell them where I'm at, they're like, "Well, I don't know." You know, like I'm saying, well, I'm about an hour and a half east of Toronto and 3 hours due west of Ottawa. He says, I know where you mean. My daughter's at McGill. And I was exactly like you. No freaking way, man. Do you know how many people honestly say that whenever I call California and tell them where I live?
That's nuts.
Uh-huh.
Hey, do you mind me asking what's that engine there?
My camera.
Oh, what are you recording?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm sick of her abusing me. I've been taking it my whole life, and, you know, society doesn't help you. It doesn't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
So I'm documenting it.
Okay.
This will be Mommie Dearest too when the movie's done.
She's doing her best. Your dad's in rough shape right now.
Because I'm the person that she lashes out at,
Right.
because he's going through stuff, she's taking it on me.
That's gonna be fun.
She had somebody come and help a couple weeks ago. I've got the recording if you want to watch it. And she had him burn a whole bunch of my stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's done it on purpose, or
Oh, yes.
is that just because she's having a bit of a flare?
No, she did it on purpose. She's, like I said, she's literally been abusing me my whole life. It wasn't until my, I started finding out, you know how you're trapped in the confusion of abuse?
Right.
Well, that would explain my life.
I see.
And in 2012, I had a bad circumstance that made me get very upset. So, in that, I ended up getting my father backed up her, you know, whatever you want to call it, pretentiousness or bullshit or, you know, whatever best describes it that you will understand. He literally had the police take me to the Nichols.
Right.
Like the new Nichols. I don't know what you call it in the new hospital.
Right.
And so, while I was there, I was talking to them, and, you know, they didn't realize. You know, I was always in my shell prior to that.
Right.
Well, because of the circumstances in 2012, I came charging into my cave like a mother bear.
Right.
I was very upset to be put in that position. If you want to hear the truth of it, a 9-year-old girl that would have been 10 in about 2 months.
Okay.
You know, her birthday's right about now, probably. But, you know, this is back in 2012, so she's not 9 now. She literally, she was laying across her mother's lap. I have a futon downstairs that opens up. You know the way the loungers that people sunbathe in open up?
Yeah.
3 sections?
Yep.
Well, it opens up like that. It opens up like that. It's not the long way, sideways, 2 sections. So we were sitting on that watching movies. You know, I was just laying back.
Yeah.
And Rebecca was down there with her daughter across her lap.
Yeah.
And her daughter reached out up behind her mother's back and latched onto my male anatomy.
Right.
And, you know, immediately, like, I wasn't thinking that this is a 9-year-old girl doing this, and I'm staring at the TV. So when I finally focused, however long that took, of course, right away I informed the mother that this was happening. Well, the mother did not handle that correctly.
Right.
And then, at that point in time, the grandmother was living just up the Youngs Point Road here.
Right.
Well, she got, you know, she left with her daughter, then came back the next day. You know, that being the Sunday, they were going to be going home, but she was visiting beforehand. She decided to try and blame that on us. Okay. Oh, we caused that. Well, what did me laying there watching TV do to cause that? Yeah. So I was not too enthused about the whole circumstance.
No, sure. You said the police were involved with that?
No.
Is that different thing?
That was me getting upset, and then I had been trying to work on the Oxycontin thing, and I'd been setting up to go after that stuff, but now all of a sudden I had to change.
Right.
So I went out and, like, right in front of everybody on Facebook, I mouthed off about the Oxycontins and all the pill heads and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it enticed phone calls.
Right.
And then, of course, some of those people that knew me knew that my mother had severe PMS. Don't be a typical male. PMS in this instance is poor me syndrome. But when you're dealing with Marilyn, it's so exclusive, you're speaking of poor Marilyn syndrome.
I've got to be honest, that's not been my experience. I mean, I've been around only for a couple of weeks doing some work around the place, but she seems really nice so far. You know, she's always treated me.
She's very pretentious.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how many dogs used to be here?
No, I figured there were a few though.
Over 30.
Wow. How many are there now?
5.
Okay.
Well, 1, 2, 4.
Okay.
You don't happen to know Tracy Ford, do you?
No, sir.
Her married name was Tracy Olmsted.
No, sir, I don't know.
She lives up on Curve Lake now.
Oh, okay.
She runs the pet charity up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know the
I can't remember the name,
No.
but I can find her and I can find the name out when I look her up.
That's alright. I think I know which one you mean.
I think it's something Paws.
Right, okay.
She's always getting free food and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she's the one that called the damn Humane Society and got all the dogs taken away.
I see. Right.
You know what I got before that?
What's that?
I got told that if I called the Humane Society, I'd be thrown out.
Huh.
Do you know when the last time I was to the family cottage? Because it's in her name?
When was that?
2011.
So you live downstairs, right?
I'm the basement dweller, yeah.
Okay, right. It's a nice property. I haven't had a chance to walk around it too much. Do you get out and about? Do you get to wander around much?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But usually I have what I call episodes. I don't know what to call them exactly. You know, they're either attacks, episodes, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
When I'm having severe ones, I can't walk at all.
I see.
I can't even stand up.
Right. That's got to be tough. So I'm going to be up here for the rest of the day, and my plan is to finish the board work out, and then I'm going to power wash up here. I noticed she's got there's like a patio outside of the French doors downstairs. Do you want me to clean that off, or do you want me to just leave it as it is? I mean,
I don't know what's going on with you and why you're here.
Okay.
Is this paid for by her?
There's an organisation called Community Care.
Ah. No, don't labor yourself in that regard.
I don't mind. I'm here for the day, and it's really no problem.
The thing is the patio outside of the door there is where my stuff was that she took and burnt,
Okay.
and she didn't have it washed at that point in time, so
Well, I don't mind. I've got the jet washer here, and it's no trouble.
there's already a washer here.
Oh, it's alright. I brought my own. I had my own problem. But yeah, well, if you change your mind, it'll be later on this afternoon. And if there's any, because part of my job is to try and make the place a little bit safer for your father. So you'll notice that there's a new gate on the front deck, and there's.
Let me tell you about her PMS. She said that people in his circumstances, you know, I don't know if it's dementia or which one for sure, nobody's defined it for me.
Right.
But she said that they go out and they kill themselves in the snow. She did nothing to protect them.
Right.
So all she's caring about is an opportunity to use it for her PMS.
Right.
You know, she gets to use the poor Marilyn stuff. Well, if she cared about him so much, wouldn't she have done something? And wouldn't she have gotten that dang, you know, the alarm they give?
Yeah.
Wouldn't she have got that replaced? Because she sleeps right through that. She'll get up 20 minutes or half an hour later after it's been going off for a long time.
Does your condition allow you to provide any help for your father right now, or?
I don't know what I could really do. You know, as far as I know, he can walk on his own, and
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him walk around. He's a little unsteady on his feet.
I haven't seen him since he got back from the hospital, so I don't know. So you know more than I do in that regard.
I've seen him. I've spoken to him briefly, and I think he he was sat in the chair when I came through. I've spoken to him briefly. He seems in good spirits, still confused. But I was here yesterday, and the nurses and the physical therapists were out, and they were taking good care of him. So that's.
Yeah, I haven't met them either. Like I said, you know more than I do.
Well, I mean, only because I was out here all day yesterday, and they were coming and going. It was pretty busy down there.
I actually thought you were the one building a new one of these.
What's that? Oh, build
You know the chair right behind you there?
Yeah.
She wants a rack for it. That's what I thought you were up here building. I didn't know what you were building.
I said I'd do that as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to come back tomorrow. It's going to be an easy job. I'm happy to have some help if you want to keep entertained and come out. I'm just going to take the frame off and then cut that chain to length and hang the bench.
Okay.
I said I'd put some little solar lights along here so you guys can sit out in the evening, and at least the deck will be safe for your father to come out, and he's not likely to go through any rotten boards.
What happened to that one that got kicked through?
Oh, that one, when I lifted this board, that one popped off, but I've got a whole stack of new balustrades to put on, and so once...
Well, this stuff was built terribly. You know, it should have been screwed and it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's been some fun trying to get the nails out, because you're absolutely right.
Well, she hires idiots that can talk and that they know enough to say to her, well, you're right, you're right, you're right, and then she's happy with her control issues, and that's what goes on. Yeah. That idiot that did the stuff and burnt my shit over there, oh, he played her for a fool.
Yeah, I think she's had some tough luck with contractors, because I was out here last week and cleared out your eaves trough. So actually, you should be better over your unit, because I cleared out all the crap out of there. And apparently, she had somebody out here last year that didn't do a very good job with that. And so yeah, I said I'd help try and get the place fixed up.
Well, she hires idiots. Have you seen the other ladder like that? The skinnier one?
Yeah, it's right there. I used it.
Oh, I'm not asking you about that. I'm just asking you if you know about it. No, well, she hired a guy, and that's part of what he bought to do the work. But he piled it over there on the ground and never came back to do the work.
Well, at least she benefited from a new ladder from it, I suppose.
But he got the rest of the money for his pills when he was gone.
Right. Well, it bothers me that people...
He was just playing the role, you know, showing up with the equipment and everything, then to be able to ask for the rest of the money.
Right.
And then he ran away to go do his pills.
Yeah, it sucks that there are some unethical people out there, but I assure you I'm not one of them. The reason I do the stuff for community care was because...
Well, the reason... I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to explain myself. The reason that I'm telling you don't put yourself out is because of your position and what you do. I'd rather you not be taken away from people that need it and deserve it to satisfy her bullshit.
There are not many people...
Have you seen that kitchen?
Yeah, I've walked through it a couple of times.
Okay, well, you see where the sink is?
Yeah.
And you see where the dishwasher is?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the sink used to be right beside the dishwasher.
Okay.
Can you imagine what it's like to fill that damn dishwasher?
Yeah.
One of those girls, I don't know, the nurses, we'll just call her a nurse. She has an accent. I don't know if she's from India or England or...
Her. I think she's gone home now. They've got a new... She was here for a month or so. And I think she travelled home yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So she had a replacement. Her replacement seems really nice.
Oh, okay. Well, she keeps sticking the toilet when she's using it, like the plunger on the toilet, and it drains the drains the water and resets the pump and all that.
Yeah.
Well, she did this work in 2009 and she hasn't fixed that yet. So the fact that she's apologizing and feeling guilty about that, and you know, going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, well, guess who's responsible for that?"
Well, I mean, it's the home ownership doesn't come with a manual generally, and you know, if you bring somebody in, they tell you that's what you need, you try and believe them, and you trust people are going to do the right thing. And unfortunately, you know, there's not many people out there who just want to do an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I do the community care stuff because my father died last year, and
I'm sorry.
Mum's on her own, and there are people doing the same for her. So as I can't be there for her, I can come out and do it for somebody else. But I'll try and keep the noise down, and I'll try and keep the mess to a minimum. And if there's anything that's in your way,
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the noise. I can turn up my stereo if I want to drown you out. Believe me, I can drown out this whole damn region.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, my stereo is not small.
Oh nice, nice.
And
Well, one of the things your mum has asked me to do is have a bit of a clear out of some of the stuff from the garage, because apparently you've had a rodent in there, and I just need to take the stuff out and put some fresh boards up on the walls.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In the garage, on the walls, apparently you've had some sort of rodent, whether it's a squirrel or a chipmunk or something, burrowing through there. So one of the walls needs repairing in there. So I need to take
The only rodent that I know of that was going in the garage was the rats.
Oh, okay. Well, either way.
But it's, you know, that chalkboard or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, yeah. So she's asked me to repair that, and I'm happy to do it. But what I don't want to do is move things that you've got a specific place for. So
Most of the stuff in there is hers.
Okay.
That saw is basically all I have in there.
Okay. All right.
That's why I didn't understand, and you know, because she's been petty and she's been destroying my stuff and everything. You know, she would give it away just to lash out at me. So when I walked out and saw that it was sitting right in the back of your truck, I thought, well, I'm going to be confrontational about this. You're lucky that you spoke up and came forward, because my next step was go to the police on Monday when they're in.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you came and had a conversation with me about it, and we can figure it out from there. And if I've had any part in the misunderstanding, then I'm sorry about that. But we'll put it right.
I can't blame you for what she's responsible for.
Well,
I'm just sorry that I have to deal with it, and I'm still dealing with it. How old is she? And she's still behaving like this?
I think she's doing the best she can.
No, she's not. She's being petty and vindictive like Trump. You know how Trump lashed out and he's still lashing out? Well, guess what? She does that too.
It's not for me to comment on. I'm just here to do some work.
Where are you from, originally?
Oh, I lived all over the place. I was in the military for a long time.
Where's the accent come from?
London.
Ah.
I was born over there.
So you could have done our family tree for us.
Why is that? Are you English by descent?
Welsh.
Welsh. Oh, whereabouts? Do you know?
I'm a Lewis and a Clark.
Oh, of course. Right. That's a very Welsh accent. That's very Welsh.
I'm eligible for, you know, the grandmother law in the States?
Yep.
I'm eligible for American citizenship because of my Lewis.
Right. Okay.
And actually, George Washington might have been family because of my Lewis.
Is that right? Wow.
If you look up Washington and Lewis, the Washington genealogy page is usually in the first three that come up.
Wow.
If you have a Lewis last name in the States, you can get your DNA done for free because it has to do with
the Washington.
Yes.
Link. Huh.
And I already traced part of my tree, and I ran into one of his descendants that directly married into our family. So with the Washington and Lewis family intermarrying over years, I figure, well, there's a good chance that I just haven't traced it back that far yet.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to do, and there's a lot of resources out there to help you figure that stuff out these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, I get caught up in the Morgan stuff, so.
The Morgan stuff? Captain
Morgan's family, too.
Oh, really?
My grandmother was Tirzah Morgan, which was his niece.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Tirzah.
That's a strange name.
That's why I focused on it, because I traced everything around it.
Yeah. Nice.
I went after the 4 or 5 or 6, whatever it was, unique names like that. Like my name is Tyron.
Right.
Most people know me as Ty.
Right.
But I'm not dead, so you can't use my name to trace. Doesn't do much good yet. In future generations, it might be helpful, but...
Well, you can't chase your own names.
Exactly.
Listen, I better get on. I've got a ton of stuff to try and get through today, but it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Well, thank you.
And
I'm glad you stepped up, because not too many people are. Like, you know, when I went for acupuncture, I ran into that fellow Jesse at the Chinese acupuncture place down in Peterborough Square.
Okay, yeah.
It's right across the road. I didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
But You know, he's the first person that directly looked at me and said, "What happened to your teeth?" And I looked right at him and I said, "Bravo, man, bravo. Do you know how many people don't?" Because, you know, people sit there and they'll stare at your mouth, they'll try and watch, decide what they're seeing.
Yeah.
But they won't even bother to ask you.
Huh.
Well, when it comes right down to it, I put a drunken idiot on his back 3 times when I was 13.
Right.
And he kept coming at me, that's why. And then after that, when I walked away, a bunch of guys like Scott Hockaday, Kenny Clark, and a bunch of people from Lakefield, they, formed a half circle around me and they were trying to antagonize me to be confrontational and fight. And while they were doing that, Corey walked around the outside of the group, came up, grabbed their shoulders, spun me, and popped me in the mouth.
Right.
So if you can build a time machine, I'll fix the whole situation. But other than that, I can't do nothing about it.
Well, it's scars tell the story of our life. Yeah. I've had my fair few. Anywho, listen, I better get on, but it was nice talking to you.
Okay. I'll quit keeping you from your stuff.
Thank you.
Have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Just watch your step on there. There might be a couple of loose nails around.
I'd be more worried about landing on them, getting them in my butt. I'm used to getting stuff in my feet. It's the sitting down that's the pain.
Well, I'd lay down if I were you there.
I try to do that, but
Oh, yeah?
sometimes I can't get up.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful day. Maybe try and get some fresh air today. I love being outside. Alright, you take care, sir.
You as well, man.
Hello again.
Hello.
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you.
I'm Ty.
Hey, Ty.
I'm not used to people with manners. You know how many people I've met and they don't tell you, they come. I was at the Tim Hortons by Trent.
Yeah.
And there was actually a girl working there and she came and sat down at the table with me. I think she was trying to, be the alpha female and show her power and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I ended up talking to her later on and then one of her friends, and they were talking about dealing with the racism in Peterborough. So I think she was, trying to show her bravery, and I don't have a problem with her. I actually quite like her.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm saying anything bad.
Oh, no.
When if I tell you that she's from India and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But she didn't introduce herself to me.
No.
So I've met a lot of people, and I don't know what their names were.
Yeah. I get that a lot too. I'm like, who was that?
Her friend, I called her friend Tom.
Tom, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was in the bathroom and Tom was very diligent about her work.
Mm-hmm.
So she came and knocked on the bathroom door, and I don't know if I was loud enough or not loud enough, or if she was playing a role. She was being brave enough to walk into the, let me put it this way. Think about a girl that, about this tall.
Yeah.
And instead of the 6 inches that she didn't grow up there,
Yeah.
she grew out here.
Oh, gee.
So I think she's used to getting away with.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was a little bit of a peeping Tom then, right?
Well, that's why I called her Tom.
Yeah.
I didn't let her know that until later on.
That's funny.
She was playing the role because when I called her, I came out of the bathroom and I went up to the counter. I said, "Oh, Tom." And she said, "I'm Tom," to everybody.
I'm Tom. She's going around telling her. Wait till she finds out why she's Tom.
Oh, I don't think she was happy about that, but I can understand it because I've never been happy about the racism in Peterborough.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize that it had to do with the Italians.
Really?
That was one thing that, I didn't know that until I saw that movie Green Book.
Yeah.
That explained a lot of things.
Huh. Green Book. Would that be on Netflix?
It's a new movie about 2 years ago that came out.
Oh, okay.
So it would be out now, and whatever. I don't use those systems.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched TV in that way, and
Yeah.
you know how many years it's been?
Probably quite a few.
I used to put the TV tuner card in my computer, and then I'd minimize the screen.
Yeah.
Usually listen to music and that kind of stuff. Sometimes, there'd be something, the Nature Channel or some information or Discovery, whatever. But I really haven't watched TV in a long time.
You more into reading books, or?
Oh, I download stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
You into any hobbies like woodworking or anything like that, or?
I like working with wood.
Do you? Yeah.
I'm trying to build a vacuum forming machine right now, but that's being difficult.
Oh, those are cool. I saw, I watch on YouTube Adam Savage. I don't know if you know from Mythbusters.
You saw his vacuum forming machine?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
When I was talking to them at Bruce Custom Fabricating, I was talking to them about Adam Savage's vacuum forming machine.
Yeah.
He's one of the only people that I've seen with a vacuum forming machine.
Yeah.
But I'm not building a vacuum forming machine like his.
No.
I'm building a different one.
Yeah.
And usually they do 1/4 inch holes. Mm-hmm. I'm doing 1/8 inch holes.
1/8 inch holes.
And 2 foot by 2 foot squares.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the sheet size that we will take.
Yeah.
And I'm planning on using, we'll just call it plexiglass. So some people call it acrylic, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. What are you trying to vacuum for?
I want to. I've made a mold. I got to finish painting it.
Yeah.
The last time I tried painting it, I had dropped the paintbrush and I didn't pay attention.
Oh.
I picked up hairs.
Oh,
and
no.
I painted it right into it.
Oh, I've done that a million times.
I'm trying to coat it with acrylic.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to do a evaporation and condensation system.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to make the mold. I originally got a dome.
Yeah.
But the dome didn't work. The water collected in the middle.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea is to put a unit on top of a bucket, and then I covered that with the dome. But the dome would collect the water right in the middle, and then when it finally dripped, guess where it dripped?
Yeah, straight in the middle.
Right into the back end of the bucket that I was trying to get it out of. So it wasn't too effective.
No, yeah.
So when I went to back to Branson Machine and I was talking about the circumstances with them,
Yeah.
they said, well, you need a pylon then, or a cone.
Yeah.
So I have the form. I just need to be able to mold against it.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I paid for Bruce Custom Fabricating to build that.
Yeah.
And then I because I can't think of their names, but there was a university in the States, and they ended up building a remarkable fabric and being able to do stuff. And their basis was, like the things they were studying was a cactus,
Okay.
a desert beetle that survives by condensation and then wiping the water off of itself and then drinking that.
Wow.
And I can't think of the other one right now. There were 3 things. But I stole all those 3 things and I'm trying to put those... Yeah, exactly. That's probably a good term.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to steal their qualities and means of collecting water.
Cool.
The design of the cactus built good flow chambers.
Yeah.
And then the smoothness of the cactus.
Let it run right down.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm trying to mimic that. That's what I'm trying to get to. So
a little bit of bioengineering.
I'm coming. I'm trying to coat the. What I was trying to paint the form with was a enamel coating. That's where I had to sand off and I have to reapply it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everything flows, so.
Oh yeah, so you can't get that. That makes sense.
But I haven't got my damn vacuum form built anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, those vacuum forms look like they could be tricky, especially with getting the heat even and all that stuff. And
I don't know how that's going to work out.
yeah.
I have the element built, and I had them put zigzags in it, like V's basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it goes like that, and then goes like that, goes like that, goes like that.
All the way down.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that? It's called Rust-Oleum Never Wet.
Never heard of that before.
It's an amazing product. So it's like a hydrophobic coating. So any water, you could spray it on any surface, and any water that, like you could spray it on your shoe, for instance, and dunk it in a mud puddle and pull your shoe out, and even if it was pure white, there would be nothing on your shoe.
Is it like that stuff that people are spraying on their car windows?
Almost similar, almost like a hydrophobic technology, but
Okay.
I'm not too sure how long the rest of
I don't know much about that stuff. I only know that Dan took me in his car in the damn rain. He said, "Look at my window, man! I sprayed it with." And
Yeah, the Rain-X, I have that stuff.
is that what it is? I
Yeah.
see. You know more than I do. I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah, I would look into that. If you got access to a computer, I'd look into that.
I live on the
Rust-Oleum.
computer. That's all I do.
Yeah, do you? I'd look into that Rust-Oleum Never Wet, because that might help you out.
Well, that's the reason I get in a lot of trouble with people.
Yeah.
When I was young and they didn't want to be responsible, of course, I got shipped off to commuter camp for summers when I was about 10, 11, and 12. Or 9, 10, 11. Somewhere back there. I actually went to Sir Sanford for summer computer camp.
Oh, wow.
So technically I was one of those geeks, but I wasn't there by choice.
Yeah.
But-
Well, you got to learn computers, though. That's pretty good.
Well, back before Napster and torrents,
Yeah.
we hung out on IRC. Well, all the university students would be showing up at university, and then everybody would be telling them, go on IRC. But back then, they didn't know how to use computers.
Yeah.
So then they would find me on IRC, and they would be asking me, well, how do I? Well, I used Snagit back then, so I would be, capturing the screen and putting arrows in, sending them that stuff. And,
Yeah. You're basically teaching the class. That's pretty cool.
And because I was helping them,
Yeah.
they would be from universities and, Freaks wasn't in university, but he was a Kiwi, but he was a young Kiwi.
Oh.
He was about 16 or 17. Turns out his sister ended up leaving and going to university in Australia. But they would, be happy because I was helping them. And they would, end up, while we were talking, they'd be saying what classes they were taking and, that kind of stuff. And I would have questions. So I technically went to university all over the world through proxy.
Wow. That's amazing.
So I have a global education instead of a localized one.
Yeah.
So people don't understand how I can say some of the stuff that I can say.
I was just going to say, I could tell just from talking to you that you're quite intelligent.
Well, actually, remember I was talking about those girls from India?
Yeah.
They came and sat, later on,
Yeah.
they came and sat down at the table 2 over from me. And they started talking to me. And then, actually, I think it was Tom. She piped up, well, what's your education? And right away, I'm not pretentious. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. According to the academic community, I'm an uneducated bum. So I literally said that. I've said, no, I'm an uneducated bum. What are you talking about? What education? Oh, no, we've heard you talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm used to girls, they're trying to sweet talk you.
Yeah.
So I didn't know whether I should believe them or not. But I've had enough people say it to me now. I'm starting to wonder if I've been missing out on the truth about myself.
I think you're very intelligent. You can tell that you like the bioengineering thing you're talking about with the cactuses and the beetles. Like that's way beyond a lot of people's realm of thought. You can tell that you're a problem solver. you're thinking about trying to solve the problem, and not a lot of people would think, well, I'm going to use bioengineering.
Well, the thing that sold me on it was somebody told me that Aristotle had wrote about it 2,000 years ago, and I figured, well, it's about time he got the rest in peace. He's done a lot for this earth.
That's awesome. Well, it's nice talking to you.
Well, nice talking to you too.
Thank you.